Good morning, scholars, and welcome back to Learning with Mrs. Prevey. Today's we are working on a new nation, lesson 12. What do a flag, a bell, and an eagle have in common? Today's learning goal is I can identify the main topic of what do a flag, a bell, and an eagle have in common, and retell key details of the informational read aloud. Wow, that was a lot, wasn't it? Let's take a look at this picture here. So the title of today's read aloud is What do a flag, a bell, and an eagle have in common? What do you think that this topic or the main idea of today's read aloud will be? Listen carefully to find out if your predictions are correct. What do a flag, a bell, and an eagle have in common with each other? All three are the symbols of the United States of America. A symbol is a sign that everyone recognizes and stands for something else. What does this symbol stand for? It's a stop sign. People see a symbol and they know what it stands for. For example, many sports teams have symbols. Can you think of any? We have symbols all around us. Before you even learn to read words, you probably can learn to read symbols. Let's find out how a flag, a bell, and an eagle came to be symbols of or represent the United States of America. You already know a little bit about our flag from the legend of Betsy Ross. The flag with its circle of 13 stars was not the first flag to be flown in America. The word stars in the sentence means a symbol with 5 or more points. The word stars may also mean objects in space that are made of burning gas that look like points of light in the night sky. During these early days of exploration, flags of many different countries were used to represent land claims. The first official flag of our nation was the one you learned about, flown on Independence Day, July 4th, 1776, and adopted by the Continental Congress a year later on June 14th, 1777. Do you remember what the 13 stars and stripes stood for? Right here, if we counted them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Remember we started here, so we don't count this again. So 13 stars. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stripes. Starting with a red one, and then white, and then red, and then white. Good. So yes, they were symbols for the 13 colonies that became the 13 states. As the country grew, more states were added, each with a new state. With each new state, a new star was added to the flag. Pretty soon, there were too many to fit in a circle, so the pattern changed over the years. Now we have 50 states and 50 stars arranged in rows. Still on a blue background, like the original flag, the same 13 red and white stripes remained as a reminder of the original 13 colonies. How many of those original 13 colonies can you name? Let's see if we can look at this. Here's the original 13 colonies. Let's see. Think about naming them. There was Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. I sure hope you got all 13 of them. Okay. June 14th is National Flag Day in the United States, but our flag is flown every day all across America, from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, as a symbol of the land of freedom. It's pretty easy to understand how the Stars and Stripes became a symbol for our nation. But what about a bell? The Liberty Bell, another well-known symbol, is actually older than the United States itself. You learned that liberty is another word for freedom, but why do you think this bell was chosen as a symbol of freedom? Well, let's find out. In 1751, the mostly copper bell was made in Great Britain and shipped to Philadelphia, where it was rung to call people to the meetings in town square. According to the legend, the Liberty Bell may have been rung from the State House steeple after the Declaration of Independence was first read in July of 1776. But we don't know for sure. During the Revolution, the colonists feared that the British might melt down their bell for cannonballs. So it was moved and hidden in a town north of Philadelphia until the war ended. Over the years, the bell cracked. It was repaired several times. It was rung for the last time on George Washington's birthday in 1846, when it cracked beyond repair. Today, the bell sits outside the Independence Hall in Philadelphia. It is only about 3 feet tall, but it weighs as much as a hippopotamus. If you visit the Liberty Bell, be sure to look for the word freedom look for the words of freedom taken from the Bible and written on its side. Proclaim liberty throughout all the land and unto all inhabitants thereof. Leviticus 25:10. So we have a flag and a bell. The third symbol is the bald eagle, a large bird of prey with white head and a tail, found only in North America. Who chose the American bald eagle as a symbol for a country? To find out, we must return once more to our friends Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin. When the Second Continental Congress met and declared independence from Great Britain, they also decided they needed an official seal. What do you see in this picture? This is a turkey and a bald eagle. A seal is an official image or mark. A seal is also a symbol. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams met to design the seal. They talked about using an eagle on the seal, but Franklin said, "No, I don't agree. I think that a turkey would be a much better symbol for a country than an eagle." Why do you think that Franklin wanted to use a turkey for the symbol? As there was not much time, the men only agreed on part of the seal that year. The statement reads, E pluribus unum, which in Latin means out of many, one. They chose this saying because they were making one nation out of many separate states. I think that the turkey probably had something to do with Thanksgiving, right? As we often eat turkey for Thanksgiving? It was not until 6 years later, in 1782, that the bald eagle, a symbol of long life, strength, and freedom, was officially added to the seal. Let's take a look at this seal. It says, Seal of the President of the United States. It's probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess there's 50 stars. And here is a shield with stripes, red and white stripes. The blue, I see the arrows, the eagle, E pluribus unum, and all of that. A symbol of a long life struggle, strength, and freedom was officially added to the seal. On the seal, the eagle holds an olive branch for peace in one of its talons. So this is an olive branch for peace. In the other, it grips a bundle of 13 arrows, symbolizing power, the power of war. Covering its breast is a shield of red and white stripes, and around its head is a crest of 13 stars. Why do you think there are 13 arrows and 13 stars? I think they represent the first colonies. If you look carefully, you might be able to read the words written on its bill. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Now that you know what to look for, try being a symbol detective. As you go through your day, be on the lookout for flags, bells, and eagles, symbols of freedom and reminders of our country's founders who fought for our freedom long ago. So what do a flag, a bell, and an eagle have in common? They are all symbols of our country. Were your prediction about this read aloud correct? I wasn't so sure. What was the main topic or main idea of this read aloud? Our nation has many symbols, including a flag, a bell, and an eagle. This read aloud discusses why these three items are symbols of our nation. Let's go up here. Let's see, what is this? This is this is the current flag that we use. Why has our flag changed in appearance over the years? Why does it look different than Bessie Ross's first flag? Yeah, there are more stars because there are more states that have been added. So there are now 50 stars instead of 13, one for every state that we have. What is this? It is the Liberty Bell. Why was the Liberty Bell moved from Philadelphia during the Revolutionary War? Yes, the colonists were afraid that the British would melt it down and make cannonballs out of it. Why do you think the Liberty Bell cracked? I don't really know the answer to that. I think they were probably ringing it very excitedly, so that might have done it. I don't really know the answer. It's a good question. What is this? It is a bald eagle. The turkey is the symbol of what important American holiday? Yes, Thanksgiving. If Benjamin Franklin had gotten his way and the turkey had become the symbol of our nation, How may this have changed our Thanksgiving meals? I'm wondering if the turkey was on there, if we would not be allowed to eat turkeys. Maybe we would be having bald eagles for dinner, although I don't think so because there's not very many bald eagles left in the United States. There's plenty, but not in the United States. In the read aloud you heard, all three are symbols of the United States of America. Say the word symbols. Symbols are images used to represent something else. Letters of the alphabet are symbols of the sounds that we use when we speak. Let's see. Tell about some symbols that you know about. Go ahead and pause the video. And make sure you say the word symbols and use a complete sentence when you're talking. Did you pause the video and talk about symbols? What is that thing we were talking about? Yeah, symbols. So I want you to choose one of the nation's symbols that you've learned about. Right here. There they are again. The flag, the eagle, and the Liberty Bell. You're going to draw a picture of your favorite symbol and then write a sentence telling why that symbol is your favorite one, and go ahead and upload a copy of that to me on Class Dojo. Okay. In the read aloud you heard, during the Revolution, the colonists feared that the British might melt down the bell for cannonballs. So it was moved to the hidden town north of Philadelphia until the war ended. Say the word revolution with me. A revolution is a sudden or complete change in something. When the car was invented, it caused a revolution in the way people traveled from place to place. So we've been learning a lot about the American Revolution. Let's kind of go over some things that we've learned about the Revolution. Let's look at these cards here. We learned that in the beginning, the Native American people were in the United States long before Christopher Columbus came along. Christopher Columbus came, and then the Pilgrims came. And actually, these are kindergarten things that you learned. Okay. But what we've learned about has been the creation of these 13 colonies was mostly done by British. We learned about the Boston Tea Party. We learned about Paul Revere going, the redcoats are coming. He's warning people of the redcoats. We learned about the Declaration of Independence that was written by Thomas Jefferson. We learned about the first American flag with the 13 stars and the 13 stripes. This was made by who? Betsy Ross. Okay. We learned about the Revolutionary War and how we defeated with the assistance of the French. Then how George Washington became the first president. We learned about Washington, D.C. as our nation's capital. We did learn about Benjamin Franklin and all of the great things that he did for us, like creating lightning rods and rocking chairs and all those things. And then Thomas Jefferson. We learned a lot about how he became our third president, right? Today we learned about the Liberty Bell, the bald eagle, and why our flag now has 50 stars instead of 13, and why the stars are no longer in a circle shape. So that is the end of this unit here. So what I would like you to do, so we've been hearing about the American Revolution, which is a sudden and complete change of the way our country was ruled. You learned about several people who were an important part of this revolution and about some important events that took place in the revolution. I want you to draw three things you can think of when you think about the American revolutions. And for each drawing that you make, I want you to write something about it. Take a picture of your drawing and upload it to me on Class Dojo. Thank you for joining to me today. This was lesson 12 of A New Nation. Our learning goal was I can identify the main topic of what do a flag, a bell, and an eagle have in common, and retell key details of the informational read aloud. This is the end of our New Nation stories. Next time we meet, we're going to learn about some frontier explorers. Until then, have a great day.